Hey guys, it's Brendan the Paleo Dude, and welcome back to another Jurassic World unboxing and review video. Today we'll be taking a look at the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex Ambush Pack. This comes with Ian Malcolm, the Mercedes-Benz, and the Bull T-Rex. So this set, a lot of people have been criticizing due to the lack of paint on the Bull T-Rex and the bad sculpt, and holy cow, is it more apparent in person than ever. Through some of the photos, I mean, it looked pretty bad, but having it in person, it looks even worse. The nose ridges on the top there are not as pronounced. They're kind of there, like, from first glance, but the paint itself is just, it leaves so much more to be desired. The car is really nice, though. The back graphic is exceptional. It really highlights some of the details, like you got a little bubble dome that opens up, and you can remove the back portion, which you can see it's not on there. It actually fell off in the box, so I'm gonna have to retrieve that. And how are we gonna open this? I think we should go this way. There we go. And I think for this box, it is glued on. We're just gonna rip that open. Big, thick glue gun lines there. And then we should just be able to slide it out. It's like a little corner here to pull. Oh my goodness. I love the rain in the background. That looks so cool once it's out of the box. It was a little darker because of the shadows, but here in the light, it definitely highlights how nice it looks. You can see, you can see the ground too is very muddy. Also has some rain details on it, and then all the plants in the background look very Isla Sorna-esque. Let's get the Rex out first. I think there's, yeah, the tail's held in by two tiny little strings. So there's the tail. And of course, this is just the basic Chomping Rex mold. Nothing too fancy or special. There's some tape holding the vehicle in, and the Rex feet. We're gonna have to get rid of that. And then, there we go. And I'll do the car while I'm at it too. I think, just turn them that way. Maybe, there we go. So, the package is so nice. I actually have a second of the set that comes with the Ford Explorer, just to keep it in box because it looks so pretty. I might actually end up doing it with this one too, just as a sort of tradition at this point to have these Rex vehicle sets in box. I've got a shelf lining my Jurassic room with, it's a perfect height for this type of box, so it looked good side by side. I don't actually know which way the tail goes in. It has all those little lines to it. So there's a little slot there, and that little slot's on the bottom. There we go. And then I have to rotate it after. Okay, so the Rex is out, and the vehicle should be out. There we go. And then I'll just yank Ian out as well, real quick. He's kind of suspended in the air like he's been chucked up there. There we go. So put the package down to the side. Let's adjust this. So here is the vehicle, and there's the Rex. Then I have to carefully cut this. It's probably a bad idea. I'll use these scissors first. There's one. Oh, that's interesting. Do these come off, maybe? No? I'm just gonna assume no for now. And then oh, almost. There we go. Oh my goodness. Took longer than it needed. Okay, so right off the bat, it has this kind of glass on the top, which is great for viewing dinosaurs from below, and little bubble top right here. And this piece comes off very easily. Has these little holes that fall into place. And then the hatch itself kind of snaps shut. You can open it with a snap. And then it kind of like, it's not loose at all. Like it stays in place in different positions. We also have these bars on the back window here. And then these kind of luggage-like sidebars. And then some little lights on the top, which kind of go with the lights that are already there on top. There's no additional action features, like the hood doesn't pop off or come up, and the winch, unfortunately, is not something you can pull out. That would have been really cool to have as a feature if we eventually get the mobile command unit, because you can, you know, tie that around it and tie it around the tree and stuff, recreate that scene. The front door opens. It should open. There we go. There's even a sticker on the mirror. It's really nice. And the back door does not open, but since you can take off the back, you can place figures back there easily. There's even a little peg to put a figure's foot on if they're standing and looking out the bubble roof. So we're gonna put Ian back there real quick. And then see, once he's standing in there, he's not gonna fall out. And then I'll pop the bubble open and put his head through. This is like the easiest way to secure him in there. And there he is, sticking out that kind of bubble roof. That's such a fun feature. And I love that this back comes off. That was a smart choice to have it removable. Even though it doesn't have any additional features, this feature alone is pretty great. So, and then the roof doesn't actually cave in at all like the Ford Explorer does, but they are the same length, like exactly the same length, which is nice. And the paint details are really good. They did a lot of sticker work for the lights. They didn't miss anything, like they didn't miss the mirrors at all. And even these back, if you can see in there, these backlights also have stickers, even though they didn't necessarily need to do that because these little roll bars are over top of them, but they did. And yeah, no, it really is a great vehicle, and they did a great job with the colors, the stickers, and all the details. It makes up for the lack of paint on the Rex. Same with Ian Malcolm's figure. Holy cow, is it full of details. They've got the belt buckle painted, two colors on the shirt too, the green and the brown. His facial details are fantastic. They even painted his stubble there, and no imperfections on this figure, luckily. I picked a good one. And the overall sculpt, like you can see even the pants, all the wrinkles and the folds in the jeans, the back pockets too, it's all there. So this is a very quality figure, especially for the main line, seeing as it's not a Hammond collection figure. So fantastic vehicle, fantastic human. Let's move on to the Rex. So, oh my goodness. The body looks to be the exact same as the basic Rex mold. If we compare it to the 2019 one, it seems like everything is the same. Yep. Same molding for the legs, same molding for the tail, same molding for the body. All the The lines are in the same place. The neck seems to be slightly different. You can see it has a little kind of pouch, kind of like it hangs down a bit more than the basic sculpt, which is a feature that the Bull Rex does have. And obviously the head sculpt itself is a lot different. So you can see if we line them up perfectly, it's a tad bit taller. They actually rounded down this kind of bump there. It has like a smaller assortment of bumps up on the top of the snout, which is kind of subtle and gives the head a little bit more of a rounder look to it. The bridge of the nose there, you can see it doesn't taper. This one tapers. This one is a lot taller, and it kind of ends more abruptly. It's not like a gradual stop. The teeth are rounder and they point backwards. What else? The eye actually has a lot of detail paid to it. It has that dark circle painted. This part is also painted, but the brow ridges, these above the eye there, they are actually, this one's a lot more subtle. This one's more pointy. Interesting. I see a lot of people when they custom sculpt it, they make that a bit bigger. And the bottom jaw has a different shape to it. It's more defined, and I think it's shorter too. Yeah. So the main issue I have is obviously the fact that the paint ends on the neck. It goes up to here and then stops, and we have no paint on this button, the chomping button, or the neck itself, just a little bit down here. Now, with this figure, you can see they clearly put paint on that button and on the neck, so there's not really an excuse to avoid doing that. There's even paint on the bottom of the neck here, which is fantastic. So they pulled out all the stops on both neck segments here, and you'd think because the Bull T-Rex is one of the most famous, the biggest Rexes in the franchise in terms of popularity and color scheme, they'd want to pull out all the stops to make sure not just the fans, but anyone buying this wouldn't think it's, cheap looking, right? It should be something they'd pay more attention to in terms of detail and paint application compared to, say, like any other dinosaur that isn't featured in the movies. At least the inside of the mouth is all one color. But regardless, and it's not like they haven't skipped out on paint before on the necks, but a lot of the time it isn't a movie dinosaur that they cheap out on. And even if you say, oh, well, it's in a multi-pack with a vehicle and a human, and maybe they didn't paint it to, save on the cost of that. If you compare it to the Jurassic Park Rex with the Ford Explorer set, you can see they painted the nails, no paint on the nails. They painted the neck multiple colors, this lighter brown hue and this darker brown hue. Both parts of the neck are painted and consistent with the body and the pattern, and the head has full paint as well. So it's not like they couldn't have done the neck at all. Most Tyrannosaur figures with a consistent color pattern along the body also have it on the neck, right above the head where the button is. And it seems like they just avoided putting paint on that due to maybe like scuffing when you press the button, even though all previous Rexes had that. So it's just disappointing to see that this is one of our first looks at the Bull Rex, I think, besides the 2019 Dino Rivals one, if you count that. And they absolutely fumbled it. Just horrible paint application. What is that, 5 lines on the back? Even if they only had to use 5 lines, they could have at least spread them out a little bit on the top of the neck here, right? But you can see it only goes to the scan code, and then it stops. It doesn't continue down the back at all. Of course, they're not going to put any paint on the tail, but it's just sad to see that for some reason they really decided to not go any extra miles with this figure, potentially due to the fact that they were probably banking on the Hammond collection Bull Rex to get funded, and then so this would be like the cheap toy for the kids to play with, and then the Hammond collection one would make the collectors happy. But of course that never got funded, so we're stuck with this. Fortunately enough, a lot of collectors have the skill of repainting, and just simply finding or creating that color and adding a few extra stripes does the trick. A lot of people are going the extra mile and adding little clay sculpts to the head just to modify it a tad bit to look far more like the Lost World Rex than this current sculpt looks. It's on sale right now for like $36 at Target, something like that. So I am probably going to pick another set up and give it a try myself, because this is just sad and I would like another vehicle. So getting an extra Rex means I can try my hand at adding extra stripes and kind of customizing it, see how far I want to go with it. But yeah, I definitely recommend, if you have this Rex and you're not happy with it, maybe try repainting it or get someone else to repaint it. There's lots of people that do commission work out there, but at the moment, extremely disappointed, even in the lack of color on the bottom here. It would be so great to highlight that. If we compare it to the Lost World 1997 Rex, the Gulper Rex, you can see, there we go. They took very much pride in the coloration. They have legs fully painted, toes fully painted, full body all the way to the end of the tail painted. It is a fantastic model. They really cared about recreating it in a fun and unique way, but of course the paint job was not something that they put off to the side in terms of saving money on this. They went all out, and of course this made everyone's childhood. So in comparison, I don't think this guy's gonna make anyone's childhood or be that memorable. If Mattel looked more at their products like something that would, you know, make someone proud to own or be looked back at fondly, less of cutting costs and more making a work of art, something that'll last, something that's beautiful and won't just end up in like a thrift store or the dump, right? But quality right now seems to not be their on their agenda, part of their quota. So this is what we're stuck with until we get to the Hammond Collection 1. I guess it'll do. I don't know if I'm going to use it in photography, but I'm definitely going to try and get a second one for repainting. And then real quick, this is how it stacks up to other Lost World Mattel dinosaurs. It's the Parasaurolophus. Kind of got a Lost World-esque trike paint job. Stego, baby Stego. Camp Cretaceous had some really great Lost World raptors. Pachycephalosaurus. So when it stands among all the other figures, it doesn't look too bad. But again, yeah, that paint, oh my goodness, not the best. So hope you guys enjoyed this review. Be sure to check out my previous videos. I have been doing a lot of unboxings lately, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video then. Bye-bye.